training and managing your own mind is the most important skill you could ever own in terms of sales success, peak performance, wealth, and happiness. Mark Twain said, "I've feared many things, and most of them have never come to pass." You can't drift into greatness. You can't tiptoe to your goal. You got to make it a must in your life. And the only way to make it a must is you got to decide it in your heart. What we focus on in life tends to expand. And when you focus on crap, you become a crap attractor. Am I right? When you complain about your crap, 80% of the people don't want to hear it, and 20% are glad it happened to you. I made a decision to walk away and start my own speaking, training, and consulting business. Guess what? I had no credentials. Some of you are discovering it. Repeat after me. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm powerful.
I'm powerful.
I can't be stopped.
I can't be stopped.
Again, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm powerful.
I'm powerful.
I can't be stopped. Go! Research shows somebody in this room will walk out of here and their mantra will be to be bold. I know it. I've gotten the letters. I've gotten the letters. I've gotten the emails. I know people will do this. So you've got your heart set on, focused on that destination. Keep that discipline going day in and day out. It's that consistent discipline that will take you to the top, that will make you a champion.
Meet George Ludwig, international speaker, trainer, and corporate consultant. He's a recognized authority on sales success and peak performance psychology. George helps clients like Johnson & Johnson, Abbott Laboratories, and Northwestern Mutual improve their sales performance. He's the best-selling author of Power Selling, 7 Strategies for Cracking the Sales Code, and Wise Moves, 60 Quick Tips to Improve Your Position in Life and Business. He's also a columnist and frequent contributor to Entrepreneur Magazine, Investors Business Daily, Selling Power, and numerous business radio programs.
I believe mastering the power to influence is the single most important skill we need to learn in life. Our ability to influence ourselves and our ability to influence others ultimately shapes our entire destiny. When it comes to ourselves, it determines whether we end up fit or we end up fat, determines whether we end up rich or we end up poor, determines whether we end up smart or we end up stupid. But ultimately, it's all about motivation, our ability to get ourselves to believe, to sell ourselves on any course of action when we're pursuing our goals, when we're pursuing our dreams. But equally important is our ability to influence or sell others. In the world of business, nothing happens until something is sold. So it's important that we master all the skills, all the psychology, and all the strategies that are necessary so we can have the most positive impact when we attempt to influence others to buy our products or services. Because it's critical for both organizations and individuals to master this power to influence, this ability to sell, if you will, we've dedicated the last 10 years to working with both organizations and individuals to improve their ability. And what we've recognized and what we've learned is that sales success, both at the organizational level and at the individual level, comes down to just 3 critical factors. Number 1, psychology. Number 2, strategy. And number 3, skillful execution. Psychology in the world of selling is determined by both better understanding buyer psychology and equally, if not more important, our own, the seller psychology. We've worked with hundreds of companies, Fortune 50 all the way down to smaller firms, and we've discovered that there can be salespeople who are following a great game plan, who've learned the strategies, who've learned the skills, but because they were unable to master running that 48-ounce computer that sits between their ears that we didn't get any owner's manual for, they ended up with compromised results. Extraordinary sales results require an extraordinary psychology. This is something I build into all my presentations because the link between psychology and sales success cannot be disputed. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Roper organization. They do surveys of people in terms of what they want. Every year for the retail sales industry, they do survey and research work in terms of what it is that you most like and what it is you most fear. For the last something like 17 years they've been conducting those. Guess what's at the top of the list? Public speaking. Public speaking is the #1 dreaded fear. The #1 thing out of your comfort zone that people are afraid of. In fact, death, your own death, is #7 on the list. That means for most people, if they're to go to a funeral, they would rather be in the box than giving the eulogy. Here's a metaphor for you. Here's an analogy. Your thoughts are like temporary internet files. They're in your computer. They're temporary internet files. Now, every human being gets negative thoughts. Psychologists tell us the average human being thinks 80,000 thoughts a day. As many as 60 to 80% are negative. We can't control the thoughts that enter our mind, but we can control the thoughts we embrace. So we take a look at these temporary internet files, and when you open those negative files, let's say it's a negative thought, you have a belief that you're not a very good closer, you have a belief you're not very good at prospecting, you have a belief that you can't earn more than $250,000 a year, whatever that temporary internet file, whatever that thought is. What happens is if we keep opening that thought again and again and again, pretty soon that thought, that file, that temporary internet file, becomes a program. And when we keep opening those thoughts again and again and again and again, they congeal into beliefs. Beliefs are nothing more than thoughts that have conviction. So when we keep thinking a thought over and over, pretty soon we have that program running in the back of our mind. If you've got some beliefs, some files in your brain that are not